Well, this is somewhat of a surprise. Thursday morning, June 8th, I'm sitting at my computer editing some video. Happened to look at the radar and thunderstorms just popped up out of nowhere. I know the forecast said we had a chance of rain, but when I looked at that early this morning, not a darn thing on the radar screen. And this just popped up out of nowhere. I'm not complaining. So far it's dropped 0.13 inches of rain. And still some more rain falling, so that's good. Especially for my flowers that I just put in yesterday morning. They need some rain to help them continue growing, so much needed rain for everything. And here on my front porch, I've got a bird's nest in my dead fern that I just kind of left hanging here all winter. And so I've got a bird's nest in here. 4 birds in there. They're just about ready to fly out of this nest. It's probably another day or two and they'll be out of here. And over here in my Wandering Jew, there is another bird's nest down in there. This one is much harder to see because it's way down in there. I think there's 2 small birds in that one already hatched, but that, as I said, that one's more difficult to look at, to see down in there. Okay, still raining. We're up to about 2/10 of an inch now, so that's good. I think I'm headed down to the hardware store now. I probably have a bank deposit I need to do, but yeah, let it rain, let it rain. Wow, it is really coming down. Didn't realize it was raining this hard. I think I already said this is Thursday, June 8th. Our last measurable rain was May 30th, so that was, what, 9 or 10 days ago? So this is very welcome rain. Okay, I've got to do the crop tour now. So, all totaled at my house, a little over 1.5 inches of rain. 5 miles south where the farm is, not quite a ½ inch of rain. So that's a huge difference from a ½ inch to 1.5 inches of rain. I probably have a washed out driveway at my house. All right, this is really gonna ripen that wheat up now. And soybeans, I don't quite see rows yet, but I see brown weeds and grass, so that's a good sign. And I don't see any deer in the field or jumping across the road, so that's another good sign. Up, spoke too soon, 4 of them going across. That temperature has dropped down to about 58 degrees. What is it? 1:45 in the afternoon. And that temperature has dropped to 58 degrees. There's a deer standing out in that cornfield there. Mare's tail. It's not brown, it's not completely green either, it's kind of an in-between, so hopefully it's going to continue dying. You can't see it on this camera, but I can see the soybeans out of the ground there, just not enough to see the rows yet. No water laying anywhere. That's because it was dry and, well, only about a ½ inch here, so that was a good just the right amount of rain, a ½ inch. You can see the rows of sunflowers here. They're looking pretty good. This was one area here that we tilled up. It was where the owner planted the sunflowers last year. So he rotates those sunflowers. So I just tilled this up, these couple of acres here, because it was a little bit rougher than I wanted. But I can see rows of soybeans here where it's tilled up. It's just hard to see the rows in the no-till part here because of the extra debris on top. I guess I could have had the window down while I was showing this to you, but at 58 degrees and I'm still fighting a cold, I really didn't want to put the window down, but that's a little better view there. A little easier to see the soybeans as well. And on this side of the road, we got the corn, still got a little bit of a yellow tint to it. We've only had one 80-degree day so far in June. That was 82 was the high. I see a few weeds coming up there, a little bit of grass. So let's see, today's Thursday, maybe Saturday I can come out and spray this. Let that ½ inch of rain soak in a little bit so I don't make a mess on top. So that's no-till there, and this is tilled up ground, and it's actually a little bit yellower, it appears, versus the no-till. So this ground was tilled up, one pass over it with the mulcher. Yep, wet spot there, had to go around it at the time. And this was all planted the same day. Got a little bit more grass coming up here in the tilled part of the corn. That's what I like about no-till, is that when you get some rain on top of it, you don't have to wait as long to go in and spray it or put extra nitrogen onto it, because you're not going to make as big a mess. But with this tilled ground, with this ½ inch of rain, it's going to be sticky, and it's going to be a couple more days longer to get out there on it and not make a mess. So here you can see the difference here. I hope you can anyway, in the till ground versus till ground on this side versus no-till. So we stopped tilling the field right here, and you can see where the corn is greener there in the no-till part. Coming right up right here. So there you can see right there where we stopped tilling. On the left is tilled ground, yellower corn, all planted the same day. On the right is no-till, greener corn. Now I don't quite have as good a stand here because this particular field was just a hair on the wet side when we planted it. But it was only this 4 acres here, so I wasn't going to leave this and come back a couple days later to replant. So just took the chances and went ahead and planted it all anyway. But yep, got some grass coming up here in this, so it's time to get out here and spray this and try to kill some weeds there and grass. This is the neighbor's corn, so it's finally come out and looking pretty darn good. He hasn't put any additional nitrogen on it yet. Would have been nice if he'd have had it. At least I don't think he put it on yesterday, but it would have been nice if he'd had it on there yesterday to have this rain get it in the ground for him today. Oh yeah, update on our electricity issues. We were out, let's see, the power was off about 2.5 hours. It was right before 7 o'clock when it came back on. So that wasn't too bad. I still had ice and was still able to have an adult beverage while the power was off. Sat out on the porch, caught up on some reading and just listening to the birds. Oh man, I'm disappointed. Apparently yesterday evening, one of my elected representatives stopped in the store to see me, and I was not there. He just sent a text to me with a picture of him in my store to prove he was there. But I had taken my wife out to dinner last night, so we had gone back to our new restaurant, Salt, Thursday evening. We knew it wouldn't be as crowded and the experience would be a little bit nicer, and it It really was. We had another great meal down there and good service, but yeah, I missed one of my elected representatives who stopped by the store to say hi. Oh well, maybe next time we'll be there. Hey, it's June 9th. I think it's time to take the winter blanket off of the truck, don't you? It's warm enough now. I don't need this on, so let's do it. Voila, just like that. Well, that's not a very straight cut. It's going to do the job. One of my employees suggested that we use a barrel in our stockroom to store all of our extra hose and rakes and shovels and things of that nature. They're just apparently going all over the place in the stockroom, so we've got a barrel here that she can use. Looks like I may have to wash it out a little bit, get it cleaned up a little bit, then it'll be good to go.